Hey everyone, I just want to share about a cool experience I had. I traveled abroad for a short time, like maybe a week. Um, and I highly recommend that you just go somewhere new and kind of get the experience of traveling to experience what it's like to get outside of your typical space. Because it kind of activates something in you that the adventure is the only thing you're thinking about. You're not thinking about what you did in the past. You're not thinking about your OCD or its themes because you're so involved in what's going on around you into the newness of situations. So, um, I went to, let's see here, Edinburgh for a few days, then London, then Bath. And the funny thing about this is that, like, so my cousin went because she was going to see Taylor Swift. Now, I don't, you guys might hate me for this, but I could, like, go either way with Taylor Swift. I don't really care about her music. But I went to share the Airbnb with her. And there's something about being in a different time zone and just, the other side of the world is sleeping. You're living separate lives. And being so detached from the world that you once knew to experience what's actually new in this moment for you right now. I think that novelty can be very helpful in kind of breaking the chains of OCD, because I think what happens with OCD, because we become pigeonholed into the mundane. Like maybe we hate our job or like the situations we find ourselves in, because that's like our habitat, So, but when you go out of that habitat, you're exposed to new surroundings. So you can't really use that same template in this new reality of yours. So I just thought it was cool that I was able to experience this newness, beautiful architecture, new sights, new people, new places. There's something that's so, I guess, expansive about this. So with OCD, we get caught and pigeonholed into the same thing, doing the same thing over and over again. It becomes a way of life, not so much with our thoughts, like in our internal obsessions, compulsions, but also how we perceive and interact with the world. But if you can challenge yourself to get outside of that, now am I telling you to go into another country? No. But you can kind of, if you can relate to a time where you've been outside of like a time where you have traveled to another place, and if you can bring that energy back with you, connect with it so that you can experience the world around you in that way. Like, for example, I'm going to go about, my apartment is an Airbnb at this point. Like, why can't I bring that same level of exploration into my current reality? Where, I could just be like, oh, everything sucks. I hate my job, yada, yada, yada. Or I could bring that energy of exploration and spontaneity into my current life, because I think that is the treatment in a way for OCD. We need to get out of the humdrum, if that's a word, the mundane, to open ourselves up and relate to the world in a different way. And sometimes the only way is to remove yourself of your common routines, right? So if you're like in Europe, you're in a different setting, you're exploring different foods, etc. So I highly recommend, if you haven't traveled already, go travel somewhere. And if you can't afford to be on a plane, maybe drive to a new place, or even explore a new restaurant, a new cafe, anything that's going to break your routine. Because I think in the breaking routine, that's where we experience the novelty and the newness, which is exciting, and it takes us out of our heads. So I definitely had a great experience traveling, and I think we just have to have that kind of mentality, like you're a foreigner to the world around you, and pretend that your apartment is a new Airbnb to a place you've never been before, and try to challenge yourself to find something new every day and start working on building the newness into your daily life.